Nicole Kidman getting her kit off? That would never happen. In Dead Calm, in Eyes Wide Shut, into... Oh, yes it would. Anyway, we're talking about Babygirl. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight I saw Babygirl. This is a film starring Nicole Kidman as a high-powered CEO who puts her career and family on the line when she begins a torrid affair with a much younger intern by the name of Samuel, played by Harris Dickinson. That's the line of the film, but it's not really what it's about. So this is by Helinda Rain, the Dutch actor come writer and director. She directed Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And this is her, I think it's her second English language film, obviously after Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So it has a very taut, business-orientated CEO, Nicole Kidman's character, who the film opens with quite a full-on sex scene between her and her husband, Jacob, who is a theatre director played by Antonio Banderas. And then as soon as she finishes the act, she goes into her study, grabs her laptop and pulls up some pornography, and then has a private session, if you know what I mean, until she gets to a point where she's quite happy. So this is an awkward film to talk about, clearly, but what this film doesn't do is it doesn't shy away from anything. And the logline doesn't make this film sound like it exactly is, because it goes a lot deeper than this. It kind of takes a surface level erotic thriller, like the type of thing you might have seen with Basic Instinct, or like a quandary like Indecent Proposal from the 90s, and it kind of reframes it into this current framework that we're now in with films that have got a little bit more heft to them, a little bit more nuance. And it really explores something which hasn't been explored yet, and I think this is where this film really comes into its own. And I wouldn't use the word thriller. The only reason I'd use the word thriller here is because we don't know where it's going, which is kind of the only thriller aspect. There's no ice picks, there's no guns, there's no, dark lurking corners where someone might be behind. There's no, massive chase sequences. There's nothing like that. This is more of a thriller of not knowing where the story is going to take us, where the characters are going to be led to by the decisions and the choices that they make along the way. What's going to happen with our protagonists? That's kind of where the thriller element comes in. And even the eroticism is not full-on nudity. As I mentioned in my opener, Nicole Kidman has got her clothes off for many a film over the years. But this is a very different one for Nicole. This is really a raw exploration of sexuality, and not talking about and not showing, a normal act like we're kind of faced with it in the first moments of this film, but then brought into the reality cycle a moment after she's made love with her husband. So it's a very interesting counterpoint to what we're used to seeing. So this film makes you feel uncomfortable. It puts things on the screen that people go, whoa, hang on, hallelujah, what is going on right there? So it does bring out, S&M. It brings out, weird fantasies. It brings out people being uncomfortable putting those fantasies together, not really sure how to do it. And that's the beautiful thing about this film. It feels real in that sense, which is great. And Nicole Kidman kind of feels real. She's battling with this facade and who she really is. And Harris Dickinson is great because he's Samuel, who's young, relatively inexperienced, although he said he's done stuff like this before. This is not his first rodeo, but he kind of is a little bit gusto but doesn't really know what to do. So they're kind of both feeling each other out a little bit, if you'll excuse the pun. The ending of this film would be quite polarizing for some people. It kind of tries to tie things up in a little neat bow, but I still think things would be a little bit messy. And does it leave a bit of room for that? I suppose it does. The one thing about this film that really, really annoyed me, and I don't know if it was in the screening that I was in, or if there was a problem with the reel or the projector or something like that, but there's sequences in this film where the viewer is supposed to be visually told via the cinematographer and the director and the way that they have shot and edited this film is that things become quite clouded. There is a scene towards the end that is kind of like smog or an unclearness is in the room, and it is so unclear that I couldn't even see what was going on. And my eyes were sore when I first started watching this film, and during that time I actually took my glasses off and went, is it just me? Put them back on. I'm like, is this just me? And it's like, nope. I think everyone was thinking exactly the same thing. So there is some bad choices, I think, in regards to direction and the way that we're supposed to visually be feeling these moments. I don't really feel like we needed to cloud the situation. I think as a director, you need to acknowledge that your viewers might not be dumb and might not need everything spelled out in a cinematic metaphor, be it, turning to black and white, or, putting a big filter over your scenes so everything looks clouded, or a musical stab to go, you should be scared now. I don't think we really need that. So for me it was a little bit insulting, I suppose, if I really had to get down to it. So that's kind of what I felt. And yeah, there was a few moments that I'm like, Nicole Kidman is great in this, and I'm not usually a fan. Harris Dickinson continues to demonstrate fantastic acting. Olivia Wilde is in this, the Australian actress, and she's really, really good, just continuing a great trend of fantastic characters. And Antonio Banderas does a really great job in this film as someone who is really put through the emotional ringer and is almost the best thing on the screen, because I think it's quite a challenging role to have, not being central, being sidelined, but trying to get back in the main lane and explore this whole new side of himself and what he does with the news that's presented to him. So it's a very challenging role, and Antonio Banderas did such a great job. So overall, Babygirl I thought was really good, really interesting movie, and I'd probably give 7.5 out of 10 for this one, because I thought it was a really well acted, well executed film to a point. There's a few things I got a bit sniffy about, but overall pretty good. So 7.5 out of 10. See it, Babygirl. That is it for me. This is billed as an erotic thriller. So tell me, what is your favorite erotic thriller? Is it Dressed to Kill? Are we going back to Brian De Palma? Is it indeed is it the Paul von Hoven films? So we're looking at like Slither and Basic Instinct. Are we doing those sort of things? Maybe you liked Indecent Proposal, although I don't really think it's an erotic thriller, but it's out there. So tell me what you think. Let me know, comment below, and I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car, where hopefully there's no one with an ice pick in the back seat. That's now scaring me. Okay, bye.